Hello, it's Willow here, founder of Illuminance and creator of the High Sensory Method. And I'm here today in one of my favorite spots, one of my many favorite spots in an olive grove, which is close to where I live. I felt inspired today to talk a little bit about evolution for us personally as high sensory people. And the key area that I wanted to touch upon is what it's like for us as high sensory people to move through the various stages of our lives and how challenging that can be, because we are wired to be very careful before we take action. And sometimes that can feel really quite restrictive when we know that we need to take a leap of faith somewhere in order to evolve. And this can apply to any area of our life, whether we're trying to progress in our career, maybe we're trying to take the step from being employed into self-employment, maybe we're trying to reach the next level in our business. And often what can happen is we find that we're trapped sometimes in a mindset or an experience of our minds that is really fearful about taking the next step. And we can find ourselves stuck. And what's interesting that I found over the years, because obviously, all of us are on this journey, and I am on the journey myself, of course, within business and within my own life. And I've had to take many leaps of faith in order to get to where I am right now. And along that path, I got stuck many times where there is a part of ourselves, which I sometimes refer to as the false self, the part of ourselves that is our programs and our conditioning that is holding us safe at a particular place of our lives. And it's safe in some ways because it means we're not taking any risk to move forwards, but it isn't beneficial for us to remain in that place at the cost of our potential and our purpose and our dreams. So how do we actually go about making these shifts? Well, there's a couple of pieces here that I have found that I think can be helpful in this. The first is that we're often running belief systems that we're unaware of. For instance, if I take the leap of faith and I leave my job, or when I'm ready to leave my job and I start my own business, there could be something running around that, a family member tried to do that and that didn't work, or when I was growing up, I saw money difficulties around me, and if I recreate that, is it going to make me really unsafe? And these belief systems that we're running, they have to be challenged in order for us to be able to move forwards, because some of them are running really in the back of our subconscious, and we're not even aware they're running. And in order to be able to address those, that requires support. It requires facilitation by someone who is a little bit further ahead or has the experience of going through these stages, so they can help facilitate us in a particular way in order for us to become consciously aware of these pieces that are holding us back. Once we become aware of them, they actually start to burn out. In other words, they have run their course, they've served their purpose. But we have to start to challenge them head on. And for instance, some of the ways that I found we can do that is when we are aware of a persistent, pervasive thought pattern that's running, is we ask ourselves, is that true? And does that actually come from me? And what we find is they're not true. In other words, if we're running a belief system that I'm not strong enough to be able to leave my job and start my own business, well, there's no evidence that that's true. And all of us have to undertake a series of failures in order to get to where we want to be, such as me dropping my motorbike today because I couldn't be bothered to turn it round to get enough speed up to go over the ledge that was there on the track. So it's a matter of challenging these belief systems and allowing things to go wrong and allowing things to get scary within reason, of course, within the context where we can actually we can learn and we can grow successfully. But it is about allowing ourselves to take these little leaps of faith and challenge whatever these belief systems are that are causing us to stay stuck at this plateau. And the other piece that I think is really important, and this has been probably the most important learning experience for me, is that ultimately what I believe that we're all doing as human beings is letting go of what is not inherently ours. And what I mean by that is we are all on a path of alignment with who we really are and what we're really here to do in terms of our purpose. And that is an ongoing evolution. It is a process wherein we have to be in this process of letting go of what is holding us back, what is not ours, challenging what we know is not real, what is not ours, and then allowing ourselves to get closer and closer and more vulnerable to experience the truth of what we really are and to allow our potential to come forwards. And that has been what has carried me through all the stages of my life to get me where I am today. The struggles I've had, where I've been in the wrong career, when everything seems to go wrong, when there's just overwhelming challenges that we all experience in our lives, and of course I've experienced in my life too. And what I found along the way is that whether I realize it or not, I'm actually following this knowing in my heart that there's more for me, and there's more about me that I am trying to reveal and trying to discover. I think that's why we get so upset with ourselves and we end up in depression when we stay stuck, because we know at the deepest level that there's more and that we are more. And that's difficult. There's that phrase that says there's two types of pain, is the pain of not changing and the pain of changing. And eventually the pain of not changing gets too strong, so we have to make a move forwards. In the experience of doing that, what I found is that I am continuously moving towards the reality of who I am, and I will continue to do that through the rest of my life. And I think really what I am leading to here is that above all things, when we're really struggling, we're really at a place of difficulty, there has been one phrase or affirmation that I have used that has been tremendously helpful. And that is that I say to myself, I trust your ability to evolve. And it's actually quite difficult to disagree with that, because when you look back over your life, no matter where you are right now, you've always been evolving. You've evolved from a child into an adult, you've evolved through your work, through your career, through your business. You're learning. We are a part of the greater context of nature. Nature is moving along, it's evolving. We're not separate from that. we can really do our best to dig our heels in and hold back all change and evolution. And that will make us ill in all areas. So really what I'm sharing, or the message that I have right now, is to trust that you have the ability to evolve. And if you're doing all the right things, you're getting support in order to challenge the false beliefs that you're running that's keeping you stuck, and you're taking little leaps of faith, and you're allowing yourself to fail, you're allowing yourself to get things wrong. And that's really hard for us as high sensory people, because we don't like it when things go wrong. And one of our skill sets is that we are really, really good at assessing everything and being highly vigilant to make sure that we don't get things wrong. And that's why, you know, the statistics of performance and productivity as high sensory people is so high, because we're so good at making sure that we are assessing everything before we move things forward. So, you know, it means that we have to come out of our comfort zone a little bit, and we have to be ready for the fact that we can prepare as much as we can to make steps forwards. But there are going to be challenges and difficulties along the way, and we are going to get things wrong. But the thing is we're going to learn, and we're going to learn, and we're going to grow, and we're going to develop. And trusting that there is a truth to us, there is a purpose, there is an alignment with a higher state of ourselves that is possible. It is absolutely possible. And I know that you know in your heart who you really are at the deepest level, even if sometimes that's difficult to comprehend or even to admit to. But the reason that we want to move forwards is because we know there is so much more within us. So my wish and my invitation for you is to know that you will evolve into where you're supposed to be if you allow it, and if you do everything you can to take the steps to support that process. I hope you have found this useful. I wish you all the best in whatever it is that you are currently pursuing in your life. And from one high sensory person to another, let me tell you, you can do it. There is no reason why you can't. There's nothing that will hold you back if you persist and trust yourself and get the support you need. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.